Um, Hi everybody, my name is James, and today I will be doing my first movie review. Um, the actual film that have actually chosen is a film that um, one of my favorite films actually, one of my favorite all-time films of all time actually, which is this Superman the movie, starring Christopher Reeve, Marlon Brando, and Gene Hackman. Now, I can't. Uh, oh, Superman the movie actually came out in 1978 and was directed by a man called Richard Donner. Now, for those of you who probably don't know him, he's probably more famous for films like The Omen and also the Lethal Weapon series of films with Mel Gibson and Danny Glover. He's done quite a few films um, over the years that I've actually really liked, and this happens to be one of them. Superman the movie, about an alien who comes from planet Krypton and becomes Earth's savior. Um, Now, there actually are quite a few many things which I'd like to talk about this movie. The first of which is the music. Now, the music on this film was done by a man called John Williams, and he did an absolutely fantastic job with this film. Um, when I can't actually tell you how old I actually was when I actually saw this film, but I was a young child when I did. And the music by John Williams, especially during the opening credits, where it's going flying off into space and all that sort of thing. It really did send, you know, excitement down the spine of my back and stuff. And I was watching the film just recently today, and it managed to do the same thing, even though I'm so much years older now. And John Williams, fantastic composer. He's done composed music for another few of my favorite films. Very much this one I like is this one and stuff. And he did a really fantastic job. Now, yeah, there are a number of things which really make this film an epic film. One of I have just mentioned is the actual music, and another thing which actually makes it quite into an what I feel is a really classic epic film is the cast. Now, in this cast, we have the likes of Marlon Brando as Superman's father, Jor-El, Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor, Christopher Reeve as Superman, Clark Kent, Kal-El. Other people such as Margot Kidder as Lois Lane, Ned Beatty as Otis, the henchman of Lex Luthor, the rather goofy henchman. We have Susanna York, who plays Superman's mother, Lara, as well as numerous other excellent actors, including, I think, Glenn Ford as Jonathan Kent. He was only in the film for, I think, 10-15 minutes. And there's also various other actors as well. And various other people who I can't really think about name. Now, I want to go right off the bat and just say that the whole cast of the film cast was actually excellent. But there are a few performances that I would like to actually single out. Um, you know, some people these days, do see, myself included, do see Superman the movie, the first Superman movie, as a classic film. And I think part of that is down to Christopher Reeve. You know, when I first saw this movie as a young child, when I first saw Christopher Reeve actually fly, I actually really believed that a man could fly. I'm going to be honest about that. But then I grew up, and so it sort of dawned on me that in reality that I actually can't fly at all. I really felt that Christopher Reeve's performance was very heartfelt, as very moving, and of course playing Superman. And I generally think that he was the best part of the movie, best part of the epic movie for me. One thing which perhaps other people might not know is that when Reeve was actually cast as Superman, he was a very unknown actor, and I think this film actually sent his career soaring upwards, and stuff, and he put in a great performance as Superman, and as Clark Kent, he was also completely different. Because Clark Kent in this film was actually quite clumsy and everything, and Superman was not, and that was part of the actual genius of Reeve's performance. But he was by no Reeve's performance in this movie was very, very good, but he was by no means the only other actor to have shone in this film, as I said before. The whole cast did it as well. But I also felt that another very good performance in this movie actually came from Gene Hackman, who played Lex Luthor, the main villain in this film. Gene Hackman is an actor who has also done some very good work throughout his career. He's done some films over the years that I've actually really liked, some of which include the likes of Unforgiven, which he did with Clint Eastwood some years after this, and also Crimson Tide, which he did with Denzel Washington. In this film, I really felt that he was very, very good. Lex Luthor. And he posed. You could certainly tell that Lex Luthor was a very, very sort of like smart guy, and stuff, and he was quite evil, quite simply evil to boot. Yeah, and I really liked how he treated his Otis with his henchman played by Ned Beatty. He seemed to regard him almost with indifference, as though Otis was actually beneath him, and that's kind of what I actually really liked about Lex Luthor. He thought that everybody was beneath him, and I think that Gene Hackman managed to portray that part of of Lex Luthor's character very, very well. I also felt that even though he was only in the film for 10-15 minutes, Marlon Brando was actually very, very good, as well as Jor-El, with all the limited scenes that he actually got, and stuff. And you know, the scenes between him and Superman in this movie were very tender and very heartfelt. And yeah, that's the reason why I actually liked his performance so much, because you really, when you see him and Christopher Reeve sort of like together on screen, you actually really believe that they are father and son. Let's see. Other performances in this movie, I really liked Lois Lane, Margot Kidder. I thought she did a great job of portraying that character, that spunky, feisty reporter who ends up capturing Superman's heart. And you know, whenever she and Superman are together in the film, you do kind of, you know, feel the love between the two of them. Let's see. I also liked Mark McClure as Jimmy Olsen. He was very good as well. And as I say, that, you know, the whole cast of the whole movie did a great job in bringing Superman to the screen in 1968. Another thing which I do actually really want to talk about with regards to Superman is the whole you know, the special effects of Superman, which I actually feel actually hold up very well today, even to the, you know, 36 years on, sort of thing. And I was completely stunned as to how good they actually looked. You know, some films, as they get older, don't age all that well. And I'm actually glad to say that Superman does not actually fall into that category at all. And yeah, all in all, I felt that Superman is a great movie. It's an absolute classic for me. And yeah, it's a great film that everyone, I think, of every single Silver Age could enjoy. So of course you're all entitled to disagree with me if you like, if you want to. So I'm going to end this this actual you know, movie review by saying, just leave your comment, just saying that I think it's a great film and I think everyone should enjoy the movie. Okay, bye.